是把它打开了呢。
Hi everyone, I'm Johnny, producer of Telecoms World Asia, and welcome to this keynote session. With the pandemic profoundly transforming economies and businesses, there is no better time for enterprises to rethink their digital strategies. As remote operations as well continue to be the new normal, digital transformation is no longer an option, but an imperative for those wanting to thrive during this difficult time. Enterprises across all industries are now reassessing their operating environments and retooling their businesses to navigate volatile and uncertain times. So how can they gain a competitive advantage and accelerate the digital journey in the digital era? We are now very grateful to invite Mr. Donald Tan Yijun, CEO at China Telecom Global, to be our presenter. He will be keynoting on time to adopt to digital acceleration and to share his insights on digital transformation and how China Telecom Global is here to enable businesses to evolve with the new normal and achieve business growth in the post-COVID-19 world. Also, Mr. Donald Tan will talk about the immense potential in the future of cloud computing and interconnection with you all. So over to you, Donald. Please begin.
Hi, Johnny. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All perfect, Donald.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Johnny. Thanks for your kind introduction. And a dear audience, and it's my pleasure to be here to give my insights about the industry for everybody. And thanks for TWA inviting me to give the speech. And I think now we are entering into a very new stage of the area of the digital transformation. You can see excuse me. Hello?
Hi, Donald.
I cannot. Okay, so some trouble. My screen. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I will share my insights about this industry with the audience. And first, I think we are have the very new stage of the digital transformation in full swing now from today. And then we will watch out what's kind of the trend in this industry, what's kind of the requirement, ask for our carrier for the preparation for this kind of the digital transformation. And then I will show my insights about the China Telecom Global, how to support our business and the individuals for the life and the business in the future. So we can see some serious figures. The first one, I think 23%. So we can see 23% of the growth from 2019 to reach $3.3 trillion by 2025 for the digital transformation market. And the second figure is about 100 trillion will be expanded to insert the economy by the digital driven. The 2 of 3 of the value are enabled by platform driven interactions. The third figure is about 50%. Over 50% of all IT spending will be directly for digital transformation and innovation by 2024. That come from 31% in 2018. The fourth figure about 87%. So we have the research found that 87% of the senior business leaders say digitalization is a company priority, but now just only 40% of the organizations have reached scale for the digital initiative. What's kind of the trend driving digital transformation in today's economy? I think they have 3 factors. 1 is about technology. 2 is about government supporting. 3 is about customer demand. As you know, the technical advanced a lot within these couple of years. Disruptive technology include IoT, cloud computing, big data, artificial intelligence, 5G, AR, VR, etc. So put use into different industries already, into our network, applications, platforms for the different industries and our individual lifestyle. And the second one is about the government supporting. And in the following slides, I will show you the Singapore government how to initiate the project of a smart country, smart city to supporting the digital transformation. Number 3 comes from customer demand. The very, very fast growing internet users and smart devices raise customer expectation. They want to use lots of the digital services. Especially in this year, from the beginning of 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic break out all around the world and give the recession of the economy, but it's definitely a catalyst for digital transformation. According to McKinsey Study Fund, consumer and business digital adoption has vaulted 5 years forward, just only within 2 months. So that means the pandemic has changed the business models and operations of many industries and organizations. So how to realize this kind of the trend for the realization of the digital transformation? What's requirement for our carriers? I do think 1, we need to build the secure infrastructure. 2, we need to edge computing. 3, we need the cloud-based offerings. So we can see what kind of the things is happening. The digital revolution is ongoing, and digital transformation will continue to gain momentum and reshape the future economy. Not just only focus on the technology, education, smart terminal, but also for different industries. So you can see the Zoom. We are using the Zoom. Actually, I didn't know the Zoom 1 year ago, but I did the research. How Zoom is rising so fast in the previous 8 months. The stock price rising more than 250% in the first 8 months. And the population used the Zoom raised from 10 million participate in the December of last year to the end of this half year to 200 million populations use the Zoom for the maybe companies meetings, for the social networking, for the family reunion, and for maybe celebration of the religious holidays, and even some people use this virtual platform for the happy hour. So this kind of the application is rising so fast. The second example about the education, the 作业帮, this is a kind of the application which is founded in China, sponsored by the Baidu. This is one of the Chinese largest K-12 education online platform. So 作业帮 total paid live stream course enrollments grow 3.9 times as year to year, and more than 1.7 million students opt for the courses without any discount. Number 3, we can see the smart terminal. You know, during the period of a pandemic, the smart terminals is more and more for the individual's life. The COVID-19 pandemic has revamped how people are using the smartphones, and screen time has surged. Consumers spent 1.6 trillion hours on the mobile in the first half of 2020, with a 220% increasement in time spent in business apps. And also on the business front, personal financial apps surged. For example, for the cash apps, for the Zelle, for PayPal, all soaring very significant usage gains. And meanwhile, consumers spend more than $50 million globally in the first half of this year against the second half of last year. So we can see more and more smart terminals is used by the individuals and more applications is used for everybody. The first one, we can see the manufacturing. Sanyi is one of the leading company for the construction machinery manufacturers. They have a lot of camps, research camps, and manufacturers around the world. They have the bases in Germany, US, India, Brazil, and have several camps in different cities in China. Geely Auto is a leading automobile make in China, and it acquired lots of the automobile makers in the world. For example, in 2010, it acquired Volvo, the Swedish car maker Volvo, and in 2017 it acquired England, the sport cars, that means Lotus. So they have different research and development centers around the world. They have the connections, the cloud computer uses for how to improve the product quality. Foxconn, yeah, this is a very famous factory. I don't need to give the detailed introduction. For these three companies, this is kind of the leading companies. All of them have the common sense about how to make the digital revolution and the digital transformation. They have the smart manufacturing, industrial internet strategy using sensor technology, smart logistics, and automatic control by the system. And this kind of the things they do and have improved the quality of the product, save the cost of the human beings, and greatly improve the product efficiency. So this industry manufacturing. Next, for the healthcare. So especially in the pandemic, the Keeper is kind of the application for keep your body fitness has seen a boost during the pandemic. Its growing number of Chinese consumers have incorporated workout into their lifestyle. So the average of the fitness apps used by the Chinese people is 12% year to year, but it's the Keeper for this application is used by the users is more than 24% of the increasement in the first half of this year. About the government, Singapore. So we can remember 17 years ago when SARS happens, Singapore government just only used the news broadcast, but now they can use the WeChat verified update information to all of the individuals, the citizens. They range from the where they can connect the masks, what kind of the financial support they can get, and where the crowd helping citizens decide for themselves if they feel comfortable to go well. So for Hong Kong company, Hong Kong authorization, the administration, and for Chinese government, all of use this kind of the digital platform to getting the information, update the information to the citizens to help people. So this is a trend for this area. So we can see we have the strong demands of the DICT services, and we have the data center service market continuous boom, and we have the cloud computing has huge potential for future growth. We have the continuous innovation in IoT technology. So from the local government and enterprises needs for DICT services, one figure demonstrates this kind of the trend. Interconnection bandwidth between government education needs the traditional enterprises. The cargo is about 48% between 2019 to 2023. Data center services market continues to boom. We indicate that the market revenue will be exceed US dollar for $1 trillion US dollar in 2023, have the cargo of more than 11%. Cloud computing still have the very huge potential for future growth. In particularly, the project market value of the hybrid cloud infrastructure market will be over 128 billion US dollars in 2025. So this is a huge increasement. And the continuous innovation in IoT technology, there are very strong signs. Several technologies will witness the increased adoption in the recent months due to the pandemic. And they have the lots of the connection will be increased in the following years. And we are expected to exceed 75 billion devices will be connected in the network in 2025. So this kind of the trend we can watch out in this area. How about China Telecom Global will help you to accelerate the digital transformation? China Telecom Global is a subsidiary of China Telecom to manage and operation the global business on behalf of the China Telecom. Since we established our US branches in Los Angeles, we set up the 2 hubs in Los Angeles and San Jose, San Francisco, and we are expanding our network and platform globally, and the speed is very fast. Now we serve the customers like enterprises, government, carriers, and public. Our vision is to be the leading integrated information service provider in the region. And according to our, due to our hard working and the contribution to this industry, and we have the experience of investment in the infrastructure and serve the customers. Now we have solid infrastructure with a full suite of the ICT solutions. We can provide one-stop solution spanning from the consulting, design, construction, and everything. And we can provide a strong capability of global supply chain management. We have more than 20 years of the procurement and the financial relationship with our partners, especially for those vendors. So digital procurement platform and long-term stable relationship will support the need of our customers. And we have the smart solutions dedicated for key target industries, especially in mainland China. We focus on the more than 10 industries that include the government, financial, OTT, agriculture, and education, logistics, transportation, medicine, for everything. Now, in the globally, we can provide more than 30 smart solutions for design for the smart city, smart transportation, and the smart grid. And we can provide a geo-financial capability along with our project to support those developing countries to how to shorten the gap about the digital transformation. And China Telecom Global, we can provide a service plus cloud plus network to a full suite of the solutions to serve the government, medicine, financial, digital, financial, logistics, retail, education, manufacturing, and more. So for each kind of the industries, we have the dedicated solutions to support them. First, we can see how can we provide the services. And we are the #1 hybrid cloud services provider in China, and the #3 the public cloud service provider in China. And we are the #1 of the traditional telecom cloud operator in the world. And we are the #7 public cloud service provider in the world. And we can have the unique cloud base in the different regions in China. We have the major hub, and we have the 4 regional hub, 31 provisional levels of the data centers, and plus exactly city levels data centers and overseas operation. And you can see we are expanding our global infrastructure that include the cable network expansion across the different continents, from Asia to the US, from Asia to Europe, and in Asia. We have the promise for the further investment in expanding the bandwidth highway development to connect the customers, to meet the requirement of the customers. And we are expanding our cloud nodes coverage. Even in the South Africa, Johannesburg, or the São Paulo in Brazil, we have deployed our cloud nodes over there to meet the requirement over there. And we are building of the next generation IP backbone globally. The name is CTG-NET, and aim for the brand new global IP backbone. You know, they have lots of the eyeball for Chinese population, and lots of the Chinese content connect with our network. So all of the world, the population all over the world needs the Chinese content, and we can make this happen and easier to ask them to access into the Chinese content. And the data center global expansion will focus on the Hong Kong, Singapore, this kind of the Asian hub to expand our footprint into these cities. You know that for the IoT, the 5G big data, and the cloud computing require the data center expansion. We have to create the different business model with our partners or the other players to create the kind of the ecosystem to meet the requirement. So you see the in terms about the clouds, we have the multi-cloud management capability to get you through your digitalization over the cloud. You know that we have the private cloud or the public cloud, access to the public cloud, e-surfing cloud. Yes, we have deployed the different roles. So manage the hybrid cloud platform we have built to try to give the customers the suite of how to use the multi-cloud. So you can see the China Telecom Global. I think this is your very smart partner. S, that means we are providing the security infrastructure. M means that we have the multi-markets entry into the US, Europe, Africa, Middle East, Southeast Asia, and the rest of the Asia. The artificial intelligence, we have used this kind of tools into our management system, into our network to help you to get the higher performance product. The robust infrastructure, of course, China Telecom Global, we are investing for the different strategic paths, different platform to try to accommodate this area, knowledge leader. Finally, we are the carrier, and we are approaching to the new area of the DIST. We are doing our best to try to welcome this area to be the leading of the technology, leading of the marketing, leading of the requirement to meet the requirement of the customers. So thank you all for your patience. Thank you for your attention for my speech, and thank you so much, Johnny.
Perfect. Thank you, Donald. I think we have around about 8 minutes left, so that gives us good time in order to ask 1 or 2 questions. And I'm just looking at the screen in front of me, and there are 1 or 2 questions. And I think the first one that we'll focus on is probably one of the most important areas for all telcos right now, and that's customers. And what kind of role that you see that China Telecom Global playing in the customer's digital journey moving forward?
I think that's a good question. I think the China Telecom is just on the digital journey is not just only things about the China Telecom. It's kind of the ecosystem. Everybody have his role in this chain. But for China Telecom, we will leverage our critical resources to how to meet the requirement, how to serve our customers. For example, we are investing the infrastructure that include the strategic paths, and we have the new IP network focus on the content connection and the eyeball connection. We have the submarine cable systems connect the different continent through the Asia to Europe, Asia to the US, and we have the global nodes, more than 200 nodes around the world. And we have the cable landing station to connect all of the different hubs. So we are also invested for data center globally, have the different business model with other partners. And we have the cloud computing coverage in different regions. And then we have the service system and the management system to support our customer care. Additionally, I think we are approaching to the new DICT platform. And we have the integrated platform about the DICT. It will provide the tailor-made solutions in different industry. So we are trying our best to solve the problem raised by the customers. For example, for some of our VIP customers, we will discuss with them with their requirement in detail, especially in the pre-sale stage. To work with them to the total solution, how to fulfill their IT requirement. And then we can make our plan to try to fit the requirement of our customers. So this, I want to share my insight with you how China Telecom Global is playing the role in the digital January. Johnny, thanks.
Perfect. And I think that's definitely true in terms of the huge demands that will be placed on your ICT services. And no doubt submarine cables will play an important role in coping with the new demands as well. So moving into, and probably the last question, which leaves us on a more general question, moving into 2021, where do you see China Telecom Global's key business focus, and what's the main area of outlook as we come to the end of this year and into the next?
Johnny, thanks for your question. I think for China Telecom Global, we are approaching to the new age. And for us, of course, we will sustain our traditional carriers services to provide the existing customers and the potential customers. And you know that we are focusing on this kind of resources. But you know, in this year, especially in the beginning of this year, the pandemic has broke out and asked us to get some change, especially for those customers. They have the new requirement about the ICT. So we have built our dedicated team in different countries, especially in the Asian Pacific country, and ask them to try to support our customers' DST requirement, help them to construction their camps, for example, for the camps, network, Wi-Fi network, ask them to try to easily access the network. And we get some education platform and ask the students to study remotely to try to leverage our resources, IP network. So for us, looking forward to the 2021 in the next year, and we are seeing the growing traffic in the network. And we will continue to invest the submarine cable system, terrestrial cable system, that's kind of the infrastructure. Of course, we will following up the Belt and Road initiative by the Chinese government, and according to the Great Bay Area policy, and we will strengthen the relationship with the Hong Kong and the rest of the world. And we, of course, we will focus on another point about the cloud. The cloud network integration services will provide the cloud exchange, cloud multi-cloud and management system, and we will focus on the cloud node expansion. So this kind of the solutions will be provided from us to the customer, and we ask our customers to try. We'll ask our salespeople to try to approach the customers closely to ask for the exact requirement in this age. Except for this one, we will enter into the local operations. As you know that we got the third license in Philippines, we will launch the new service in Philippines in the next year. So this we will focus on the business in 2021. Thanks, Johnny.
Perfect. Thank you, Donald. I think that's a good way to wrap up what's certainly been a very interesting and informative 30-minute keynote discussion. Thank you also to everyone that has tuned in. Please note that for this session, Donald's video will be available on demand for anyone who would like to access it in the future or over the next week. And please make your way over to the main agenda now, where our expert-led content in the network virtualization and telco 4.0 theater will begin. Thank you again, Donald.
Thank you, Johnny. Thanks, everybody.